Hey, it's Uplifting others. So, I'm about to talk about something that I thought I would probably never talk about because I know that it's so rare, but a lot of people just assume that someone is lying about being raped or sexually abused or assaulted because of who they've accused. I'm not gonna get too deep in it because I feel strongly about it because so many times I've seen that when someone has come out with them being abused, and it's like, oh, they're lying, they would never do some that person would never do that person. And I always say in the back of my head, we never know what someone is capable of doing. Like, we don't know their deepest darkest secrets, so we don't know. We can't just assume that it didn't happen. How about we just believe we not I have a neutral ground until we found out facts. But people go straight to they're lying and then wonder why people don't report being raped because they're ashamed and they think that people want to think they're lying, which in a lot of cases everyone thinks that someone that comes out with a story is lying. But I just have this little, I was on this website and I just, yeah, I'm just trying to calm down because it just makes me so mad that people really, this always saying that the victim or the survivor is lying about being abused. And it says, I'm just going to skim through this. It says, how common are false allegations of rape or sexual assault? One commonly cited figure holds that 5% of rape allegations are found to be false, but that figure paints a very incomplete picture. Um, this figure comes from studies done on college students, an estimated 95% of whom do not report their assaults to police. Overall, an estimated 8 to 10% of women are thought to report their rapes to the police, which means that at the very highest, we can infer that 90% of rapes go unreported. Obviously, only those rapes that are reported in the first place can be considered falsely reported, so that 5% figures only applies to 10% at most of rapes that occur. This puts the actual false allegation figure close to 0.5%. Of course, they're estimated. There's no doubt they're imperfect. We can't count what isn't being counted, but it's just that if anything, we underestimate the number of rapes that go unreported. Yeah, so that's all I'm gonna talk about. So 5%, and we don't even know because everyone don't report their assault or their abuse. Why? Why don't people report their abuse? Because they're threatened, they're ashamed, they think that no one will believe them. It's so many cases, and I feel like just because we love someone, I'm gonna put it like that. Just because we love someone, we care about someone, does not mean that that they are they're innocent of a crime like that. I always say to anyone, I don't know what someone's capable of doing, so I'm not going to sit there and say that this person is lying, this victim is lying, or they're not. That's not my place. It's if they go through the steps that they need to go through to for that person to be put in jail, then we'll find out. That's my whole mindset of it. But there are people that do lie about being raped, and it makes me mad too because I have to speak on this while I'm speaking on the 5% or less than 5% people that falsely accuse people of rape. And you have those ones that lie, and those that small amount of people that lie, and they eventually, oh, they lied about it. They make it so hard for someone to come out and to be okay with them coming out about their story and getting the justice that they deserve, they need. But it's crazy because it's only a little amount of people that lie about being, not lie, I'm not gonna say lie, but falsely accuse someone of a rape. It's a small amount, but this has been going on for so long where people just automatically think that someone is lying about being abused because it's someone that they love that's being accused about, like being accused. It's so weird that we just jump straight to they're lying. My son can never do that. My daughter can never do that. Oh, he's nice to all the little kids. Oh, she's nice to all the little kids. That's what we go off of. We go off of people's normal actions. I use that loosely because people don't always show their sides. They don't show their sick and twisted and creepy sides. They put on the front and they act like they're normal and they will never hurt a kid because they care about kids so much. But we all know that's not the case. And the ones that lie about being raped and they come out later like, oh, I lied or this is and that, is because of them. Sometimes, I'm not gonna say all the time, but in certain situations they're mad at someone because they left them, or they're so miserable and just mad at whoever because they don't want to be with them, or they just want to ruin their lives. That's just that. Because people, I don't know what goes in someone's head that has lied about being raped by someone, and come to find out they weren't raped at all. And even though people have always said that the victims are liars and this can never happen, just by those little, that 5% or that less than 5% people that have lied or falsely accused someone of rape, it makes it 10 times, 100 times, 1,000,000 times worse for someone that has been sexually abused repeatedly. It's like, it's crazy if someone has been raped and they've been raped multiple times throughout their life, maybe by the same person, just repeated abuse, and they finally speak out about it. And they get this question, so why didn't you say something sooner? Like, why wait all this time? Are you lying about it? Or what's, like, why did you lie? Are you lying? Or what took you so long? I have news for the ones that say that. You don't know the story. You don't know the full story of why they waited so long. Maybe the abuser was threatening their lives, or maybe the abuser beat them to the point of them being scared for their lives, or they maybe said something along the lines of, I will kill your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother. If they have kids, I'll kill your kids. I'll kill you. Or maybe the fact of them just feeling like that abuser has power because they have money and they run the world. That's why they haven't said anything. So we have to be mindful of how we say things and what we say to people that have waited so long to tell their story. That's my whole thing. We have to just be mindful and to stop questioning a victim / survivor about how they told their story and why they told their story, and just questioning them about things that they shouldn't be questioning about. Let them tell their story. Let them go to the cops and let the abuser be thrown in jail or prison. And that's that. Why do we always have to question and to make the victim be so shameful and not to want to say anything, or run them off, or make them kill themselves, or just make them out to be the bad one when they're not the bad one? me being a child, like, I don't know the things that people say about me because I was a child, like, and I stay in a child's place. No one talked about it, but I know how people treated me. And I say people, some people, not all people, and by them treating me away, it made me feel bad. It hurted so bad the way people treated me. Like I was the abuse, like I raped somebody. And that's what people do. They make the victims out to be the bad ones. Like how? Why? Like why do you hate the victim so bad because someone that you trusted and you loved raped them or abused them in any way? How can you judge the the one that's been raped? That 5% or that less than 5% of the falsely accused, like they make it hard for the real victims. But in the falsely accused, like how do we know that some of it was true or some of it was false? Like how do we know? Because the way they say it, the way they told their story and they didn't make sense. So they maybe back down because of they were threatened or something like that. So how do we know that it's even 5% that falsely accused? Like how? Like I just thought of that because I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure a lot of people watch Lifetime movies, and you have I've seen a movie with about a football player, and he raped the girl, and she told once she remembered, and they looked down on her like she was a piece of crap. And so many times she felt like giving up and just backing down and just saying like I lied about it. And she had a support system behind her saying no, you're going to go through it or whatever the case was. So what if there's less than 5% that falsely accused? But what if they're just so scared, they're too scared to go through with their story? What if they're too scared? Then how do we know that there's people that really falsely accuse? I know that is a little bit, a few that do. What about the ones that have been raped, but they were threatened and they just backed down? How about that? It makes you think. It's so many, this rape culture and it makes you think so deep, and so it just makes you think about the what ifs or what about this or what about that. I actually have people that I talk to on a daily basis or once in a while that have never been able to tell their story because they've been threatened, they've been abused to the point of no return, or they tried to tell their story and they were shut down because someone with power. We just have to be mindful and to not just jump the gun about somebody is lying about being raped. And we also have to just let the ones that have lied, let the truth come out, because the truth will always come out. What goes on in the dark comes to light. I know a lot of people have heard that saying, but all of this makes you think. Maybe if I wasn't a victim of, well, not a victim, maybe if I wasn't a survivor of sexual abuse, of being raped, maybe I wouldn't have this mindset. But since I do, I think deeper than someone that maybe haven't been raped or abused. I don't know. That's just my thoughts, my opinions on it. But yeah, that's my views on that. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, comments. Yeah, thank you for watching.